Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Storytime with Grandma Kate. And today I'm going to share a wonderful book for all of you who are starting school this month or next month. Are you going into kindergarten this year? I used to teach kindergarten and first grade, and I always would get butterflies in my tummy in August, anticipating the new year. It's not that I didn't want to go and teach school, it was just the unknown that scared me and made me a little nervous. So I always liked going into the classroom a few weeks before I had to start teaching to help me get used to it. This book, called The Night Before Kindergarten, might help you feel a little easier about starting school. I think that the dialogue or the prose in this book might sound familiar to you if you've heard the story The Night Before Christmas. It's very similar to that. So I hope you enjoy this book, The Night Before Kindergarten. And this book was written by Natasha Wing, and it's illustrated by Julie Durrell. 'Twas the night before kindergarten, and as they prepared, the kids were excited and a little bit scared. You can have both of those feelings at the same time, to be excited for something new, but maybe a little nervous about it. They tossed and turned about in their beds while visions of school supplies danced in their heads. I always thought it was fun to go get new school supplies every year. That was fun for me. Even as a teacher, it was fun to get new crayons. Erasers and crayons and pencils galore were stuffed in their backpacks and set by the door. Outfits were hung in the closets with care, knowing that kindergarten soon would be there. In the morning it came. School starts today. Would the teacher be nice? Would they still get to play? Faces were washed and teeth were brushed white. Kids posed for pictures with eyes sparkling bright. Parents packed snacks and kids hopped in cars as if they were boarding a spaceship to Mars. Some kids brought blankets or their favorite stuffed bear in hopes they could nap like they did in daycare. Their parents exclaimed, "You're big kids. Wow. Look at us hold your bears and blankies for now." When I taught kindergarten and first grade, we didn't have nap time, but we had quiet time. The parents were worried their children would cry if they left them at school with just a goodbye. So they told their darlings, "If you want, we can stay and make sure that everything will be A-OK." I always told my parents they could stay in the classroom as long as they wanted. And really, to be honest with you, it wasn't the kids that needed to stay, it was the parents that needed to stay to make sure their kids were all right. And that was fine with me because parents sometimes have a hard time with their kids making that change and going to school as they grow up. That can be bittersweet for parents. The teacher then greeted each one with a smile and invited the students to stay for a while. The room was all filled with toys, books, and maps, but where were the beds for mid-morning naps? I don't see any beds. I see like a play rug where the kids can lie down if they want. They colored and painted and played Simon Says, then tumbled and skipped and stood on their heads. They sang silly songs from beginning to end. Within just a minute, each kid had a friend. The children were happy. They loved Miss Sunrise. It was she who was in for a giant surprise. Their teacher is named Miss Sunrise. I wonder what the surprise is. When what to her wondering eyes should appear but sad moms and dads who were holding back tears. See, I told you. Their noses so snippy, their eyes red and wet. It was the saddest goodbye Miss Sunrise had seen yet. See, I told you, parents get a little sad when their kids start school. It's like they want them to go to school, they want them to grow up, but it's just part of their childhood that's changing. So if your mom and dad or caregiver cries when you go to school, that's okay. She gathered the grown-ups on the magical rug, then sent them away after one final hug. The children all waved from the door of the school. Don't cry, Mom and Dad. Kindergarten is cool. So this book shows you how sometimes even parents have a hard time at the start of school as they watch their kids change and grow. I know a lot of my friends are watching their children go off to college, and that's a big change too. One of my friend's sons had graduated from high school last year. I had mentioned him in another story time video, and he's going to college as I'm looking at the calendar at the end of this week. And I cry a little bit when I think about him going off to college. I'm so proud of him, but it's like the end of his childhood too. So, yeah. So if you have time, check out The Night Before Kindergarten at your local library, and I'll put a link in the description below. Thank you to all the new subscribers. We have a few new subscribers this past month. It's great to welcome you all to Storytime, and I'll see you at our next video. Take care, everybody.